Not sure if you remember, but at the start of Axie Origin, I created a team full of hollows where I was annoying my opponent with leaves until Blood Moon came. Today, we're going to try and recreate that, but we are using a little bit of a different team. I'm going to be using a wall gecko, which has taunt, and then I'm going to use a Sakura as well. Now, this rune is quite important, Poison Touch. Now, it's not the perfect Axie. I would like to have a little bit more healing, a little bit more poison in my team throughout, but I don't have the Axies available, so I'm gonna work with what I've got. Currently we are sitting on Tiger 4, which is top 480 rank, and let's see how we can do with this team. Game number 1, we are facing versus a backlane beast with Endless Anger, front lane Gloomy Dice. Now, not the best of things for us, but what I am going to play is Sakura backlane. Because of the disable that you get in round 1, I decided to go for a Sakura innate. I think it's the best thing that you can do, and then I'm going to go for a Clover using my Blossom as well, so that I get a leaf on all of my teammates. I'm going to try and get all the way to 5 leaves, and then double healing pulse as well, giving me that regeneration. With the Sakura, I should be healing for quite a lot, and then I got my wall gecko as well. Now, Cucumber Slice could be a great addition to this team. Instead of Pappy, I could go for Cucumber Slice, so I have the healing boost as well, which stacks with leaves, and that would make my team a little bit better. Now, opponent going for the Pigeon Post, which actually helps me. Giving myself a blackmail for the back lane is something that I was needing, so not the best play for my opponent, I think. I'm gonna draw that blackmail right here, and I'm just gonna play it, and then I'm gonna play the pumpkin as well. Now, I do have a confused on my Axie, so I'm gonna go for the serious, get rid of the gecko, and play the yam. Try and get some poison stacks. Unfortunately, those are not gonna be that effective because my opponent does have a bloodlust, so he's gonna heal those poison stacks, but the backlane is having some issues clearing that poison. Now you can see that I have a poison touch as well, so with that taunt he has to attack my back lane, and when he's attacking, he's stacking poison stacks to himself. And when you are playing a beast, you're gonna have to attack because you're gonna have nuts, you want to use them, you want to increase your damage, and when you are forced to attack, you can see that the poison stacks keep on growing and growing, and that is extra damage that I'm dealing. He does go for the Cottontail, so he will deal extra damage and also heal up a little bit. Let's see what else we can get. I do have a double confused and not that good, but I can go for the Rosebud, and I can go for as much shield as I need to. Could go for a Pagoda to start dealing some extra damage, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do right here, because I need to do damage whenever I can when I'm not feared from the Gloomy Dice. Now, these games are gonna take a while. This team is not a team that gets rid of your opponent quickly. It does base on a large amount of leaves, poison stacks, and Blood Moon with the Sakura and the Poison Touch. That's exactly what I'm doing, not really being a speedy boy right here. Green Thorns, beautiful card right here. Hopefully not too many stacks go onto the front lane. I still have a taunt on the back lane, so I need to be careful with that and play some shields. Could go for the serious, or I could go for the heal. I think the heal makes more sense because I get a leaf as well. So 2 leaves on the back lane, a Sakura, a taunt, 80 shield, and you can see my opponent struggling right now. Those poison stacks keep on adding. He does have the Zen still, which heals him for 65. You don't really see heals on beasts, so my opponent is a little bit lucky with that. The mid lane does heal with Bloodlust as well. The front lane should be falling though. He doesn't have many shield cards, he doesn't have many heal cards, so once we go into the Blood Moon, we should be sitting at an advantage. Goes for the Swirl, heals a little bit, and adds 2 Confused to my pile. Now I do already have a Daze, I have a Confused, I have a Jinx, I have 2 Voids, so my deck is not in the best of positions. And you can see double Void being drawn. Looks like it didn't actually work as it should, but I'm already sitting at 3 leaves. Once this Clover dies, I think that's going to be 4 leaves. And you can see with the healing pulses as well, that's a lot of healing. My opponent did play a Meditate. Not really sure what Meditate does. Let's see. Let's try and read it right here. You gain 3 rage if you don't play. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. And you clear debuffs as well. Does go for the poke, which applies a taunt. Now that makes sense. He can kill my mid lane quite easily, but me losing the mid lane is not a bad thing, because then I can just keep on drawing cards from the back lane. Now I still didn't have my wall gecko. It's still sitting right here. I could play that, and I'm definitely going to play that in the next turn. Go for the rosebud, heal up that mid lane, and you can see the poison stacks sitting at 7, not the highest because I only have green thorns and I only have yam, so it's never going to be that high. But it does tick a little bit, and in 3 turns, once we go into that blood moon plus poison will start killing my opponent slowly, while I'm sitting on large amounts of healing. He does play the taunt, he does target my back lane, steals a little bit of health with the bloodlust, but because he's attacking me, he's applying poison to himself. Now I should be able to heal that back up with my wall gecko and with Pappy as well. So 191 health, not that big of an issue. Let's just go for the wall gecko, and that puts me at 5 leaf stacks. And now let's just play as much shield as we can, play the blackmail as well, and now you can see how much I heal for. That was about 30 HP heal, but I should have healed more if I did have the cucumber slice. So I think the mid lane could use a cucumber slice and then have a 0 cost, or have a banish or an ethereal or some other cards, because getting that heal does really help. Now, or the healing boost rather, it does really help on the later stages, and I should be running a freeze art as well so that I have those heals in there. Now, with all of that being said, that's 15 stacks of poison on the back lane. Let's just heal up that thing right here on the back lane, because it still has a taunt, so it makes sense to apply as much heal as we can. Blood Moon, and then how much does poison do? 45 damage to that back lane beast, and the back lane does have a heal, but it's not that effective when you have stacking poison stacks and when you have Blood Moon attacking you as well. So you can see my front lane plants still untouched, the clover still sitting at a semi-decent health, but the Blood Moon will finish it off. I already have 5 leaves, so it doesn't really matter. This is a tragic card draw, but it still should be okay. As long as I can play as many cards as I need to, I will be quite healthy on my reptile. He does enter Fury mode, so if he does have enough damage right here, he will be able to clear that back lane with 4 energy and with Fury, which deals more damage. You can see the days from the sleepless, you can see the pokey inkling, and he does have 1 more card. If that card is a Ronin, my backlane reptile is definitely going to go down. That's not the case, which does help out. 5 leaf stacks, 41 health. Let's see what we can do right here. 2 Siriuses, I'm gonna have to use them if I want to win this game. I'm not sure whether playing a Hatsune on the backlane makes sense. Will it survive? Let's see. Oh, it doesn't matter because my opponent is just going to surrender. So you can see how annoying this team is. It really does annoy your opponent with the amount of leaves, with the amount of shield that you have. You have the taunt to change the target. The Sakura is healing as well. I think I can make it even more annoying with stuff like the cucumber slice. But for now, that will do it. I did have mixed results with it. You can see that I keep changing my front lane. I did have the cucumber slice, I did have another reptile, but this one seems to be working best with the blossom because I can find the clover as well. So this team right here, so far so good, and we will keep experimenting with wall gecko, see how good we can make it, especially with the charm that makes it a taunt. Maybe I need to add a couple more banish cards so that I can find wall gecko earlier in the game. Not really sure how that should go, but for now that will be it. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think about this team. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily PlayNity content, and I will see you in the next one.